Peace and power to the family. Stillness and abundance. Love and light. Health and wholeness. Times 3. Hope everybody vibrating in the high frequency of your God self, the God spark within. Feeling good for no reason at all. Feeling good for no reason at all. I want to give honor to the ancestors. It's important that you give honor to your ancestors. You couldn't be here without them. You know, tap in. There's help on the other side while we presently here. This ain't scripted, and I ain't write that down and say that, but for some reason, somebody needs to hear this. You know, get in touch with your ancestors. They're trying to make contact with you. But other than that, I hope everybody feeling good for no reason at all. I am your host and co-pilot, Sawu the God, operating at the high frequency of my God spark. I want to start out by saying, if you comprehend the hourglass, anybody who know how an hourglass works, if it showed us anything, it has showed us what was up is now down, and what was down is now up. So that's how seasons, cycles, and life events work to give us experience as soul, individual soul as part of the collective soul. We all experience the same things in our own expression. I'm happy to be here on Earth at this present time. For those who really understand what I'm saying. Death has been prevalent, but death is not the end. And it's a great realization and comprehension of life to have, that death is not the end. Because when you do, it frees us from so much bondage, so much baggage, so much false concepts that we cling on to in ways that we don't know, but should be able to recognize. If everything is energy, then death has to be an illusion. Death can't be the end. So, but you have to make that personal connection for yourself through your own life experience. I salute you wherever you are on your journey. I don't care what you tell others. I need to emphasize this, because each and every one of us needs to feel this way about ourselves. We shouldn't care what we tell others more than what we tell ourselves, because it's easy to get caught. When you're not authentically yourself, it's easy to get caught in character and want to be heard more than we are hearing what we're telling people. So in that aspect, when we crash, because we didn't apply our own information, we crash when we don't apply our own information. That was the point. We crash when we don't apply our own information. Your best advice is your own advice to take. Because most of the time, I learned not to give advice on anything if I'm not in that place. Because it's never gonna pan out right for whoever I gave advice to, and then in the end, you always end up being the blame. We need to remember words have meaning. Words have meanings that start to affect us psychologically. Words have meaning that starts to reflect upon us and affect us psychologically. Now, many of us are adults for the most part, because if any kids is able to watch this, then it's a double portion of a blessing for them. But I don't think we recognize it enough. The point that unless you have done really did self-healing, self-work, then you're one of them ones that don't recognize it enough how much our words have psychological impact to the people that we express them to. But if you reflect over your own life experiences, you can see how it clearly played out in the makeup that each and every one of us are. At least I do. It's clear. It don't take for me to tell it, but somebody got to remind us. When we can't remind ourselves, I ain't always been in the place that I'm able to speak from, and it gives me an honor. It makes me proud to be able to say that. You know, the shift has occurred. The shift has occurred, but the mindset and humanity still has to catch up. I don't say this from a place of better than place. I say this from a place of applying it to me too. I feel hard. I work. I get it in daily. Humanity still resisting. I'm traveling through phases of resistance, because if you're growing, you're coming against things that you haven't came against before on the level that you're operating in now. You know, otherwise you're still stuck operating from the same place you already been operating from, and that's okay too. I ain't judging. I'm just a messenger. Why is it so hard to get people? And with that being said, why is it so hard to get people to look at themselves from a higher elevated place? Look at other things from a higher elevated place. Even look at other people from a higher elevated place than what we're used to. And the reason I say that is because in the spiritual conscious community, I still see where people was attached to the sick mentality, poverty mentality, you know, disease mentality, the death mentality, you know. And if we really understand ourselves in this whole player thing, then we know that, like I said, death is not the end. Peace, power, love, and light, stillness, and abundance. I love y'all, family. Just a short message for the day. Salud, God. I'm out.